Well, good evening, everyone. I think when my mother hears that biography, she blanches when she hears the human sexuality part. She did come from Western Kansas. It's a great honor for me to accept this award. I love Sacramento State. I had a great education here. And as we would say, in Indonesia, I live on the island of Bali, Terima kasih banyak, which means thank you very much for this honor. And just a while ago, before I was about to come up to the stage, my partner in Bali sent me a text and said, "Don't be too emotional tonight." And I thought, how do you do that? How do you not be too emotional? I want to introduce my professor from my undergraduate years, Dr. Jay Crane, who is here. He was like my godfather. He was a great teacher, and he had huge knowledge and an enthusiasm, and he still has it. It's incredible when you talk to him. And also, it's a real honor for me to have him here tonight. I have dedicated much of my life to the great project of anthropology in the 20th century, and that project was to try to bring together an understanding of human diversity across all cultures, to cherish each one, the human dignity in each one, to regard each one as special, not to violate it, and in each of those cultures to recognize what we should treasure as part of their unique contribution to human nature. I still believe that. That's what I learned in my training in anthropology, and it's true even in a very tiny culture in Papua New Guinea today. I believe in that image even in the age of Trump. That was a noble project that anthropology had in the 20th century, but it was also a project that was very difficult to uphold for many, many different reasons. And sadly, my field, anthropology, lost its way along the way because it was so hard to study each culture and hold it and cherish it. And we also forgot the advice of the great anthropologist, American anthropologist Margaret Mead, who believed that it was so important to maintain the notion of the individual in the cultural context, to hold the culture and individual as equally important in the project of human development. The mission of social science must always be for human progress, and if you forget that, how we contribute, what we're here for, it's not just to have another journal article, or it's not just to get a grant or get a promotion. Those are very important. We shouldn't in any way downplay them, but ultimately, in social science, our contribution is measured by how we contribute to human progress, and we mustn't forget that, and that's part of the American spirit. I really believe that. In the second half of my career, I conducted research on LGBT communities and individuals and processes, families, and people coming out in the context of Chicago. I'm really privileged that I did the first large-scale community ethnographic project in the United States in a gay community. And in that time, what I realized is how important it is for us to keep that focus of individual and culture and understand that we can't lose the image of people being individuals. And I'm so proud for myself that I planted many good seeds in that time in the late 1980s in the age of HIV. My education at Sacramento State was excellent, as I said, and it gave me the foundation to pursue my dreams and to be a researcher and a professor. And my teaching career started here at Sacramento State. And it's a funny story, I don't have time to tell it, but I wound up having to step in for a professor. And ever since that time, I realized the importance of always remembering how we value the experience of the teacher with the student in the classroom. For each time it's unique. We can't really repeat it. I was lucky to be here at Sacramento State. It was just a coincidence. There's many other places I could have gone because of my family. And I had an undergraduate and graduate education that I'm proud of. And you know what? It was paid for almost entirely by the good people of California. Being a TA and an RA, a research assistant here at the university, was so important in my progress, my work, and I graduated with no debt. Imagine it. And I had the possibility to pursue all kinds of avenues and opportunities that many, many don't have today. And I'm saying that because I fear in the time that we live in that these resources are shrinking and disappearing, and we must be mindful of that, to keep in mind the young people who will come now and in the future, because higher education has become expensive and out of reach for many who are underprivileged. I hope that our society can return to this broader and more generous view that we had 2 generations ago. And really, I urge all of you, whenever you have the chance, to support that liberal ideal of access, of free education to everyone, and to speak up in public fora and support it with your friends and colleagues, because it's just so important for our democracy. We owe it to our young people to give them the same opportunities that we had, and also to remember that they have the chance to have a satisfying and happy life. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this award.